Enter the new Warm Audio WA-1B Tube Opto Compressor. They say with the original the sound was so good you could literally put every dial at 12 o'clock and it would still sound amazing. Let's test that theory here.
I know, you know, I know, yeah. I know, you know, I know. As long as I've been in the shell, I've seen the patterns. People gon' believe what they want, and it ain't my job to help you perceive me. Don't let that moment take you out your element. Soon it'll be irrelevant, just plant the seed. Be on your way, they will always remember you as a memory. Past people always showing up, congratulating like they weren't the ones acting on ego. Thanks though, I know you ain't a friend but a foe, telling you to move in the opposite direction. Like you say left, I go right. It ain't up to me if you stay in my life. My ancestors guide mine, highly protected, never forget it. I know, you know, I know, yeah. I know, you know, I know. I know, you know, I know. I know, you know, but do you know that I know?
And there you have it. Now real quick, I want to thank today's sponsor for this video. That is Pitbull Audio, a smaller California-based studio gear dealer. They've helped me plenty of times in the past with gear questions and deals and have been a long-time supporter of my channel. If you decide to buy a WA-1B, I simply ask that you use my link in the description to give them a little business in return. So let's talk about the WA-1B and why this is now my favorite warm audio product. Now if you're not familiar, this is modeled after the TubeTech CL1B, which is one of the most popular vocal compressors out there, but retails for a whopping $4,000, so unless you're running a successful commercial studio or are a real estate mogul taking advantage of this economy, it's likely out of the financial reach for a lot of us average home studio owners. That being the case, Warm Audio should strike gold selling these units, as you can now get that same flavor of sound for $1,199. I can already hear people asking how much does it sound like the original CL1B, and I tried to get that comparison for you. I reached out to a few commercial studios in the area, but nobody I know or reached out to has a CL1B, so sorry I let you down. That said, when it comes to clones, I often find that the average clone will get you about 90% of the original sound, and it's almost always going to sound better than a plugin. In fact, different units of the same item can have subtle audible differences, and I can honestly say that after experimenting with different combinations of gear, I found what I consider to be my personal endgame vocal chain. I'm running a Neve 1073 SPX into the WA-1B, and it sounds great, but let me tell you, with the right microphone, this entire chain sounds next level. When I use my Neumann TLM49, I get a nice clean sound, but I recently came into possession of a Lewitt Pure Tube, and man, oh man, the thickness that tube puts on my vocals, combined with the Neve sound and the WA-1B adding its magic, it's like the 90s hip-hop grimy sound I grew up with, and if you're an old-school hip-hop head like myself, I highly recommend this chain. You already heard how good it sounds with all the settings set to 12, but let me customize it a little bit for my voice so we can run one more vocal test. And keep in mind that the last time I rapped and actually took it serious was, man, I don't even want to say it, but about 20 years ago. I'm going to channel my inner Slim Thug and just say the same thing over and over. It'll be enough to give you an idea of the difference it makes as I flip the bypass switch on and off.
WA-1B on the track, yeah. WA-1B on the track, huh? WA-1B on the track, yeah. WA-1B on the track, huh? WA-1B on the track, yeah. WA-1B on the track, huh? WA-1B on the track, yeah. WA-1B on the track, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I know that was pretty bad, but I hope among all the vocal samples I've given you enough to get a general idea of the difference the WA-1B can make. Warm Audio advertises that the original CL1B is used by artists like Adele, John Legend, and NFL fans, and know you're tired of hearing about her, but yes, even Taylor Swift. But for you fellow hip-hop heads looking for a certain sound, a lot of rappers including Kanye, Travis Scott, and Drake use the CL1B, and in my opinion, if you could only own just one compressor, the WA-1B is the one to own. If we take a look at this shot inside the unit, we can see some of the parts used, which include a few tubes. Now, I'm not going to open mine up, but they'll either be JJ12AU7 or 12AX7 tongue saw tubes, and a few large core Lundahl Sweden transformers, and by the sound waves this thing produces, there's definitely more than meets the eye. If we look at the front panel, we've got a bypass switch, which allows the signal to completely bypass the circuitry inside. Along the bottom, we've got your attack knob, release knob, and then a fixed manual or manual switch. Now, my understanding is the fixed position delivers a set attack and release time, while fixed manual blends whatever setting you've selected with the fixed mode's release time, while manual gives you complete freedom of control. Now, this is my first 1B style compressor, and coming from the WA2A, I've still got some experimenting to do. Next to that is a sidechain bus, which I doubt I'd ever use since I only cut vocals, and then a small meter knob to adjust the VU meter, and finally a small red bulb or LED to indicate power and an on-off switch. Along the top, we've got a gain knob, which goes up to 30 dBu, a ratio knob, which starts at 2:1 for a softer sound, to a 10:1 ratio if you really want to smash those pumpkins. We've then got a threshold to set how much compression you want, up to -40 dBu, an input, compression, and output switch so you can monitor whichever you prefer, and finally the VU meter. On the back, we've got a pair of sidechain inputs, balanced TRS and XLR outputs in the middle, with the inputs on the far right. So far in my experience, the unit does not get hot, so you should be okay with mounting it with something right above it. That's the rundown on the WA-1B. I hope you found this video informative. I'm not a professional engineer in a commercial studio, but I am a seasoned home recording enthusiast, and if you found this video helpful, I'd super appreciate hitting a thumbs up and that subscribe button and notification bell. Now let me know what you think of the WA-1B in the comments below. This is not biased, but I personally love this thing, and in combination with my PureTube and 1073, I finally assembled my dream vocal chain. Well, I'm trying to get back to my roots and do more studio and audio content, so let me know if there's something you'd like to see. But for now, that's going to wrap things up for today. So until next time, thank you for watching, stay tuned, and have a great rest of your day.